It's a beer podcast, not always about beer. So there's that.
All right, guys, welcome to Florida's Drinking Report. I'm your captain again today, Dave Boucher, joined again by my co-captain, Brian Tonneson.
Hey-yo!
And we got Gabe Atkinson on the podcast again today. Welcome, Gabe.
What's up, everybody?
And back Emily Hayhurst, Emily's podcast, is here today as well.
Man, hitting them all.
It's you know, it's not my podcast.
You have a great podcast.
We've only had the cover for her like 3 times. It's awesome.
Yeah, she's...
We're here.
She gets the V
We're here
first.
and we're happy to be here every time.
Yeah, so, we're live in Fort Pierce today. What's everybody drinking today?
All right, so full disclosure, pulling back the curtain a bit, we had a scheduled podcast today with 2 really great guys. Don't want to reveal who they are. 2 of my favorite human beings in the world.
Same, yeah.
Right. I'll just say weenie in the butt. They know what I'm saying when I say that. And this was supposed to be like the drinking podcast. This was supposed to be the one where we had a drinking counter, where we had a beer counter, and it was going to really looking forward to it. And unfortunately, they just couldn't make it today. So, in my sorrows, Mr. Gabe Atkinson reminded me that Sailfish sells this beer called Double Chowder, which is a double New England IPA. And friends, I'm on my 3rd. I really didn't expect to have 3 of these today.
And Brian may be on the floor soon.
No. Well, here's the thing. If things get really weird and I order a Cooper's Dance.
Oh, no. Which not happening.
Oh, no. I'm allowed 2 pours, apparently, Mr. Atkinson. I may do 1 and then, call it. But to that end, Double Chowder. And if you make your way to Fort Pierce, you have to order one. You just do. It's never been any better. It's just so delicious. And, guys, it's like a 9.8.
No, it's a 8.5.
8.5. It drinks like a 3% beer. That's why these things are going down. So it's going to be weird today. It's just going to be weird. That's all.
Happy Wednesday.
Way to set the stage, Brian.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Gabe, what do you got, Ben? You
I
get
got
Gabe's Way.
Gabe's Way light tackle with a lime.
Well,
it's going
can't beat
down
that.
good.
We'll get one of those next.
Yeah, cheers to that.
And same, I have a light tackle, also Gabe's Way, even though I'm still ready for Emily's Way, which is a light tackle
Would you
with
squeeze
pickle.
the lime in?
We have.
I squeezed the lime
okay.
in.
No,
Yeah.
that is LTP, baby.
It's LTP. I
Light
want
tackle
a light
with pickle.
tackle with pickle. I need to try it.
No, it's not wrong.
It's
It
not.
is not wrong.
It's
Light
not.
May not be right either, but yeah.
It ain't right, but it's not wrong.
And I have light tackle Dave's Way with nothing in it, but soon to be a Gabe's Way in a second. So for my
A
next
lot of people
one,
like pickles, despite
I'm blown away with how many people do order that Gabe's Way.
It's gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
Legit. I'll have a light tackle Gabe's Way, and people, oh yeah, I know what that is.
Well, it's like when we order the Stromboli here at Sailfish now. I want an Emily's Way,
Right.
which is cheese and no butter.
It's basically stuffed crust pizza.
Oh, did you just get it with cheese in it?
I literally just get dough and cheese.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's a bold strategy.
Yeah.
I could literally pick up the whole Stromboli and just, it's like stuffed crust pizza. And
Man, well,
it is what it is.
I'll tell you what. I'll have one of those when I have 8 light tackles with pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fair. You should.
dynamite.
So diving in, obviously you guys can see the decorations behind us. We're in October, spooky month.
Yeah,
Emily's
scary.
favorite month of the year.
It is. Halloween is my favorite.
Gabe and Emily decorated the tap room this morning with Taylor.
Taylor, yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor dictated where to go, and we just got to
Did the work.
work.
Yeah.
The staple gun is not my friend. Ladders are not my friend. And hanging cobwebs is not
Other
my
than
forte.
that, you did great.
I haven't even cut the holes in the cobwebs
It's like
yet.
skeletons, pumpkins.
That hallway's
Not my
spooky.
friend.
Yeah.
No.
The hallway's the scariest part.
So
for sure.
coming in 10 o'clock this morning and hitting the restroom right away, because 8 cups of coffee on the way over here will do that to somebody. There's hands hanging from the ceiling over there.
That was Gabe and I.
Did-
just hanging dead meat
Did
everywhere.
not expect, and man, that's awesome.
Yeah. It came out really good.
Also,
Looks really good.
in the brewery, there is a 9-foot skeleton.
He is 12 feet.
12 feet,
Please
sorry.
do not degrade him with 9 feet.
Sorry, I'm under 5'10".
And
I
he
just
has-
had to compensate.
And his name's Corey.
Corey, I was
His
gonna
name is
say.
Corey.
And he
so,
has 1 eyeball.
Yes.
So-
backstory on Corey.
Yeah.
I was down in Key West, and as soon as those dab on skeletons came out, this was like August, and you couldn't, they sold out like immediately. So I go in and I go in for like paint or something, and I'm like, shit, there's that damn foot skeleton staring at me again. Had to have him. He's the only one on display. And I'm like, hey, do you guys have any more of these? And they're like, no, but we'll sell you the display one. I'm like, hell yeah, give me the display one. So the way the store had him decorated, he had on his Home Depot apron, and his name was Corey. So now my 12-foot skeleton, he's named Corey.
Did they
That's
give
his
you the
name.
apron and the name tag?
So
I wish we had that.
literally, they're not allowed apparently to even leave the stores, the Home Depot store, with their aprons.
Really?
So it's like a big rule, I guess. So
I just what I make up about that story is that you went in there to buy paint and you left with a skeleton. And forgot to buy
that's
paint.
it.
And Corey's well-traveled, too. Key West up to
Yes.
Fort Pierce.
And
Wow.
he was strapped on. We had to disassemble him. His skeleton was strapped on to the top of my FJ.
We, as
legs
in
in
me,
the back.
yeah.
That was all me. You weren't even there.
And I
you weren't
and-
even there.
And here's the thing, folks. I've been in the car with Emily, and very good friend of mine. I wonder how you got that skeleton in there in between the old Chick-fil-A Rappelers, the cheese balls.
No, man.
He
Me
was
and the
strapped
Home
to the roof.
Right.
Me and the Home Depot guy, literally, he was like, "You got straps?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I got straps." So we literally strapped his skeleton, his half torso, to the top of my car through his legs. Legs were going over the back of my FJ, and he drove through me with Key West, and he scared people for many months after Halloween because he wasn't coming down.
I hope there's a photo of that somewhere.
There is. I have the photo, and
Like I'm
I will
talking about
share.
like a stranger, like not your photo, like some guy like check this shit out. Like
Thank you.
no, it's just me.
Okay.
But
Look at
you
my
know,
Gabe's
people
way
saw
now.
it.
hey,
There it
Gabe's
is.
way.
There's the lime right there. Cheers to that,
little
guys.
LTL.
Yeah.
LTL.
LTL. By the way, it's just Ginger's on this side.
Drink again.
Yeah, this is the red side.
Yeah, it's the red side over
Yeah.
here. Nice to
You're
see you
kinda
guys.
ginger.
It's
How are you guys doing?
Dave is ginger partially.
Yeah,
Not really.
My
You're-
beard is gingerish.
You're more daywalker, man. Like this is legit ginger side. I'm not a redhead either. I get looped into that, but it's the
You're
beard.
joking. You were straight redhead.
My hair is blonde.
Hey, I used to say that too,
You're
Brian.
strawberry blonde.
Just have to accept it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take where you can get it.
By the way, fine.
This is
Gingers are beautiful
So
people.
weird not trying to keep a structure today. I'm just letting it roll and
Yeah.
trying to.
But by the way, like this is really bringing everybody into like what happens when we go out, when we go to a topside of the beacon, a Das Beer Garden. Like this is
yeah, that's how we hang.
yeah. I mean, we make it difficult for other people because we're loud, or I do, but
Well, I mean, this past week, I mean,
Yeah.
literally a week removed from Hurricane Milton coming through.
Right.
And honestly, everybody's probably physically, mentally exhausted from the past week.
it's been very exhausting this
Yeah,
week.
we had our Oktoberfest this past Saturday, and just want to talk about that for a second too, because to me, it's a big deal to our community and how supportive our community is, and Gabe's a big part of that too. You know, I mean, we literally Thursday evening, Friday morning, we're over at the Lakewood Park Community Church.
Yep.
Doing a video about raising donations on Saturday during Oktoberfest, and Gabe's good friend Howard Dunn's Kids Foundation dropped a trailer off and a dumpster that we filled all day on Saturday.
Yeah, let's get supplies.
Yeah.
Everything they needed.
Yeah, it was amazing the amount of water and just stuff we raised that day. See him take it back to the church, and by Sunday morning, most of it was gone.
The biggest thing is too is like everyone prepared for Milton. Like they had their shutters up, they were prepared, they had water in
Can't
their house.
prepare for a tornado.
Can't prepare for a tornado, especially the size of the tornado that tore Lakewood Park, Holiday Pines, Spanish
Yeah.
Lakes up over in Vero Beach as well. So from what I'm told now, I already know off the top of my head that there's 7 people dead from it, 30 homes that are either not livable anymore or destroyed. So what we're doing and what we started doing Friday morning, Right in Action, has really, really helped the community overall.
And that's the
So-
thing when 1%, 2% of the population is affected, it's easy to forget about them real
Yep.
quick. And Gabe brought up a very good point yesterday when we were over at the church again doing another video, saying thanks to everybody that came out Saturday and donated donations and letting everybody know about the efforts that the church is putting on with providing drive-up service to pick up stuff from 4 to 7 every day during the week. When we did that video drive-through of Lakewood Park, it's to remind everybody and expose everybody what really happened there and not let them forget that.
Right.
Because those guys aren't going to be fine in a week. They're going to be fine in 6 months, maybe. And there's a
Yeah.
lot to be done there. And it's all case-by-case basis. Every house is different based on how it was affected.
It's one thing to survive a hurricane and evacuate a hurricane. I had family from the West Coast that came to my house Monday of that storm, and they were watching the news and going like, "Oh my God, like my place is going to be flooded. Things are going to be really bad." My Aunt Joyce lost her lanai, or the patio. People weren't expecting to lose everything in this area, and we were very nonchalant. I think as like
For
people,
sure.
Category 1 storm on
Yeah.
this coast. I mean, it's not a big deal for the most part.
It's our typical, I feel like, summer storm.
Really, it's the Florida equivalent of a snow day. It's like,
Yeah.
well, no
Right.
work
Right.
today. Let's pack up, and like beer drinking starts at 2.
Right.
You know, we'll huddle around the TV. The idea that you hear, and we get them on the phone all the time. By the way, right? You're sitting at home and you get that alert, tornado warning in your ear. Yeah, I get like 100 of them a day.
Exactly.
Right.
And you can't even imagine or fathom, like, it was something 126 different tornadoes in this area.
Yeah,
From here
it
down
was
to Palm
insane.
Beach. Unreal.
Yeah, it's and to your point, Brian, Floridians, the most impressive thing driving through Lakewood Park Friday morning or Friday afternoon, whatever it was,
Friday
the
morning.
responsiveness and having
Right.
that road cleared. We don't wait. I mean, Floridians don't wait for someone else to help them. We take care of it. We come together in our community. And, I grew up in Homestead, Redlands area, went
Right.
through Hurricane Andrew down there, and that's what it reminded me of driving through Lakewood Park was that. And the fact that we don't wait for someone to step in and help us, guys. We jump out there and we help and we figure it out. And
Sure.
And not by yourselves either. I mean, the most remarkable thing is how everybody came
Came
together.
together.
well, that's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like it brings everybody together and helping your neighbor, whoever it is in that community. And bottom line is we just don't wait for someone to help
Right.
us. We take care of
You just
ourselves.
take
Yeah.
jump charge and
Yeah.
just like Howard, Howard called me that Wednesday night after the big tornado hit Lakewood Park, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm on my way out there right now on my excavator. We're gonna start clearing the roads, all this stuff." He goes, "Is there anything you guys can do?" And that's when I got on the phone with Dave, and I said, "Dave, we got to do something. Help Lakewood Park, Holiday Pines, Spanish Lakes, that whole area." He's like, "Let's do it." Literally the next morning, like you said, we're out there driving around, and then we came together as a whole.
Yeah.
The thing Brian was talking about, how the community came together and like they come together and they help, but the turnout that we saw Saturday,
That was amazing.
Oh,
Oh, it
was
was crazy.
just-
The
It
sheriff's
blew-
department showed up with
Yeah.
like 6 pallets of
Pallets,
water,
yeah.
different things.
I
mean,
arrived.
it's-
I arrived on property here like 3:30,
Yeah.
and they were already taking
Yeah.
the first truck out, and the place had only been open for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
That was
it's-
crazy.
it was just wild.
And the amount of people showing up with things, and it's all depending on like what what you're been exposed to. So if you have a bunch of kids, like the most important thing probably people need is diapers and baby formula,
Right.
Right.
and distilled water. So like different people, different things, understand. But like the amount of stuff that came out there, and again, just to kind of reiterate people watching this, and again, this area, and I'm going to say it again, Lakewood Park Community Church is the primary donation spot, and us at Sailfish too has become a secondary outpost for that donation, a place to donate things. And we're going to drive over there every day to that church. Things they need are most importantly non-perishable food. Food was the first thing to go that we donated. We raised
Right.
a lot of donations for food. First and foremost, non-perishable food is the most important thing to donate. So if you're going to do anything, non-perishable food. The only thing to do not donate, which we found out the hard way, was clothes.
Clothes.
We walked into the church yesterday morning, and they have a great job of segregating it in different piles of water,
Yeah.
food, toiletry items,
Feminine products,
whatever it
baby
is,
stuff.
baby formulas.
Yeah.
And they had one wall full of clothes, and it's
a mountain of clothes.
so very fortunate they
It
have
looks
another
like
church.
my bedroom floor.
Yeah, but
Same, honestly.
in a bunch of
Same.
bags, yeah. So they have a church that adjacent to them is going to take the clothes and sort them, make sure they get the right people. But the most important thing people need is food during this time. All the things you would need, like your toiletry, your toothbrush, toothpaste,
just your everyday needs that you
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
even like. You think
Essentials.
shampoo, soap.
Essentials, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on top of helping people, and before my brother and I went to the store to buy canned goods, it was an opportunity for me to clear out some canned goods.
Sure.
I had things from pre-COVID in my cabinet that I'm not going to give to somebody. That hey, here's these 2019 peaches. No, dude.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah. So if you are bringing for just
So debunk the theory: things in a can do expire.
They do it, yes.
I don't know if it's a theory because, I definitely crack into some old green beans.
I
don't look at dates on cans.
I have no
don't.
problem eating beans from 2018 for me, but I am not about to give someone whose house
It's
is
fair. That's
gone.
very fair.
I'd rather give them fresh beans. That's just my 2 cents.
Everyone would
Yeah.
prefer probably fresh
Correct.
beans.
All right, here that guy's beans. Is the
Beans
one
is
thing.
where it's at, yeah.
Gabe, I don't know what to say about it, but we're going to do this again. Fill in the trailer.
Yes.
Night of the Thirsty Dead, October 26th.
Yep, we're
Howard's going to park his truck next to the brewery.
right next to the
Yep.
brewery this time.
Fill it up right
Fill
there.
it up and let's do it, man.
Come
They're
out
gonna
from,
need it.
say, 7 to 11-ish.
Yeah, 7-Eleven is fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect. perfect. Yeah.
But
What
biggest
day
thing
is
those guys.
This is October 26th.
are
October 26th.
Halloween
Night,
party, yeah.
Night of Thirsty Dead.
Yeah, our
Perfect.
Halloween pub crawl.
Yeah.
And if anything interim, Lakewood Park Community Church, they need volunteers from 4 to 7 every day, Monday through Friday.
Monday
right
through
now,
Friday, yep.
They have a drive-up service where they're helping people that come in and need things, fill their trucks or cars, and just helping sort stuff out, organize things, and give them as access to the things that we're trying
Right.
to donate. So yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
biggest
So-
thing there. And it's sorry to interrupt you. Go
No,
ahead.
you're good, man. I was just gonna pretty much just show up, check in with Howard or
Yep.
the pastor the preacher that's in charge there, and they'll put you in a good spot.
Yeah, but if you look up us or Dunn's Kids Foundation, you'll
Yeah.
see access to kind of what to do. We've been promoting it pretty solidly, getting people exposed to what's going on, and not to forget about the West Coast. Nate, our producer here and photographer, went over to the West Coast this past weekend, and filled some stuff over there. You went over there with the World. What is it called? World Central Kitchen. So they're getting meals out to everybody
Nice.
on the West Coast.
Hell
And
yeah.
he had a great article published in Surfline magazine,
Yep.
Showcasing the effects over there and just the things that, again, it's not on a mass scale. It's very segmented and focused on who was affected and different things, and piles of debris piled up in front of people's houses, getting food to them across.
That was the big thing on the West Coast because
Yeah.
they just got hit with a hurricane prior to that. And I talked to my Aunt Barbara and my Aunt Joyce, and they're like driving down the road. It's like they passed by a church and they had pews because the church flooded
Sure.
from the last one, and they just had them on the road.
Yeah.
And there wasn't enough time for people to come collect or take that trash. Like I know in my neighborhood, it takes them like 2 days to get rid of bulk trash. And
Yeah.
I live in a
Right.
small neighborhood. Imagine all of Sarasota,
No, it's a lot.
all of
And
It
Longboat
is.
Key,
the
all of
effort
those areas. Yeah,
takes
yeah.
a long time, and Howard's funny. He does it where you see the view of things in the television, and then you
Right.
get to the on site and you see the panoramic view.
Actually see it in person.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal.
When we
yeah.
drove down Lakeland there, and you could see the back end of Portofino, the church, Portofino, and then when we got up to Spanish Lakes, that was mind-blowing to
Oh, yeah.
see actually houses that just are, there's nothing left.
Yeah, and
you
not
know?
not to interrupt, but like if you're watching this, stay on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
and actually watch that video. It really, like, you hear tornado, you hear 7 houses, you hear. It really is the devastation of the area. It's unreal to actually see from that perspective.
Yeah, I just want to keep this effort going too. The most important thing to realize is remembering the people that are affected after this week, because
Right.
it fades, and we want to keep that top of mind for a lot of people because they're going to need help not just this week, weeks down the road.
Yeah,
and between Sailfish and Lakewood Park Community Church, those are 2 places that you can definitely bring some donations to and help support the local community,
For
get to
sure.
the right people, and know it's going to the right spot too. And I think we raised like $3,000 on
That's what I was
Saturday.
about
too?
to
It
ask
was
about-
close. It was close. Yeah, there was a lot of donations. There was
Yeah.
a couple checks, a lot of cash. Obviously, a lot of people brought gift cards as
Gift
well
cards,
to
yeah.
Walmart,
Saw that,
which
but-
is
There
which
was a
awesome.
lot of people at Oktoberfest.
Oh
Ton of
man,
people.
Oktoberfest! Just overall, the amount of people, and the great part is that they brought the donations and then they hung out too, which
Right.
was cool too. So
Yeah, great.
What
it was-
are we doing about like monetary donations or out of state donations or anyone that wants to help from
I think we're
around?
we're gonna go through the Dunn's Kids Foundation.
Yeah, they're pretty
Sure.
much the
just
focal
shipping
point.
it
Yeah.
directly to
If
them.
you get it to
Yeah.
Howard
Yeah.
and the Dunn's Kids Foundation, you know it's going to the right
It's
place.
going to the right
Sure.
people.
So like we gave
100%.
him all the money
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
He's going
Right.
to take care of going to buy stuff for people that they need.
Exactly.
Buy more supplies.
And that's specifically for people in
that's-
this area, correct?
that is correct.
Yes.
Right. That's specifically
Yeah.
in this area. And there's a lot of other people affected by this too. We're focusing on our local community.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
there's a lot of help out there, and we just decided as Sailfish just to focus on right here.
Make the biggest impact possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Like it's unreal what happened throughout our tri-county area or 4-county
sure.
area in Palm
Yeah.
Beach. I mean, the idea. Like, did you guys see the size of that tornado headed towards Wellington?
Oh,
On the-
that wiped out a lot. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
just between Gardens and Wellington, but especially like once you got past 95, I
Right.
feel like all those areas and neighborhoods were definitely not in the clear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a scary thing about tornadoes too versus
Yeah.
hurricanes. I mean, I've lived in Florida now more than anywhere else I've lived in the world, and I remember my first hurricane season. I was so panicked. And then my brother walked in with a case of beer and said, "This is how we really do it." And the
This
shutter.
was the most one I was like, this felt the most intense for me, and it was definitely.
Oh, we saw the lightning strike, Emily.
I mean,
Oh. So yes,
This thing ain't really coming.
I wanted to get into this one because this Oktoberfest was not only cool because last year was rained out and the year before I wasn't quite on the team yet. So like this was my first like real Oktober. I was so looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And like I'm like that dimpled mug, the Oktoberfest. I'm gonna have like 100 of them. It's not gonna be a problem. And
That would be scary.
well, I got too deep and that was
it.
Tapped out after that. But I got my mug and I'm hanging out with Dave and Emily. My brother's with me. It's like the best day ever. And this guy just nudges me. He goes, "Hey, man, great work on the podcast." I'm like, whoa! It just got that much cooler. And like, shout out to my man in the Harry Carey Holy Cow shirt. Like, you made our day. Forgot your name. It happened like 3 or 4 times. But he looked at Emily and goes, "Hey, you're Lightning Girl."
You're lightning girl.
well, so backstory on that, I decided to go live on TikTok and was like, it hasn't even hit us yet, and literally lightning strikes, just not even right across the street. Lights up the whole screen, lights up my whole face. Then the thunder strikes. I mean, immediately, same time, directly. And I was like, I'm done. I'm done. That's it. I'm out. I heard you. God, I'm so sorry.
Did the power
I'm
go
going back
out?
in.
It looked like
Yes,
the power went out as soon
went
as the
out,
lightning
like,
did. Yeah.
literally within like 30 seconds later.
If only somebody could capitalize on the opportunity to screenshot your face
Uh,
in horror
Right.
I know a
and
guy.
Photoshop it on 100 things.
I know a guy that maybe did
Yeah.
that.
I haven't shown you yet, Gabe. They're pretty good.
Are they
Miranda's
really?
taking orders, guys.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
take
big
one.
film.
Yeah.
No. I can't do a fourth. I will do a light tackle. Yeah. Yes. Gabe's way, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's awesome to work with you guys on this, and as Sailfish as a whole.
No,
as
you
a-
guys, you
yeah,
are the
no,
guys,
I know.
guys.
But
So-
you know,
Well,
yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
in times of trouble,
Do
we
you even
look.
work here, Gabe?
Yeah, no, I don't. I just fill in for podcasts.
In times of trouble, people look to the mayor, and you're the mayor. Of
You
Philadelphia.
are.
Yeah.
Man, I
So
tell you,
true.
I have been, I've been going back to the church, like we went the other day. I went over there, brought
Yeah.
my son or whatever. And, to see the amount of people actually show up and follow and listen to us and like, hey, show up at 4 to 7. That little reel that we did yesterday real quick to get out there to get the word out. Dude, there was people there. There
Yep.
were so many
Yeah.
people there. And
Well,
like, I just,
families, just showing up to help out for a
families
couple
help out.
hours.
And,
Even if you just done an hour of your time.
yeah,
Stop in
that's all
there.
you need to do.
Yeah, I mean, we were
Yeah.
carrying, cases of the 32-ounce cans of tomato
like
sauce.
Tomato sauce,
I mean,
yeah.
but like that little bit helps.
Yeah,
it's just
no,
like
it does. And
moving
then
things around.
And then other things like the donations that came in when we were standing there, and
Yeah.
like, it's cool to feel, man. It makes me feel good because that's my home. That's literally where I grew up. I grew up there.
No,
I was,
it's
you know,
literally 3 miles from here.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it's not
Yeah.
far.
Yeah,
And
so
it's the biggest thing is just it's we went through a very traumatic time. People are still going through
Oh,
a
yeah.
traumatic time. It's important for us to step up and help, and that's why we're getting the word out there more and not
Yeah.
letting this up of just making people aware of the challenges people have. How can we help support them donation wise, time wise, and realize they have a long road ahead. And
Yeah.
the most challenging thing, and I will just say this from relating back to going through Hurricane Andrew, and in the Redlands, which we're hit at in your country walk, was the aftermath of it all is like, where do you go from here?
Right.
And you just have to pick up the pieces and drive forward. But having someone there to help you pick up the pieces and help support you during that time is really important. It makes such a big impact on these people.
yeah, it does, and they'll always remember.
No,
like-
for sure.
And people, like I was saying, they come up like, hey man, thank you guys for doing the donations on Saturday. Thank you for posting about it. Like, it's just good. It's good to feel, And
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think
we
that's
have
awesome.
a mechanism to get it out to a lot of people. That's what we're
Yeah,
doing.
and that's
Bottom
exact-
line.
yeah.
I mean, we're not. It's awareness.
It is.
More people will make aware of what's going on and keep top of mind is our biggest priority. With this
Yeah,
whole
because
thing.
there's a lot of people out there that don't even have cable TV or don't even know what's going on out there, but they follow Facebook, they follow Instagram, they
Yeah.
follow TikTok, they do all those things. So it's very important to post it, share it, and get the word out to know that these people actually really, really need the help. They need.
And you can't help but miss it when you come in the building and see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Some would say social media is the mainstream media.
is. It is.
It's the-
But yeah, just shout out to Howard again, Howard Dunn with Dunn's Kids Foundation.
Yeah.
He was a big catalyst to partner with him to do what we did over the past week and continue that effort moving forward for the next couple of weeks, and is keep this momentum there and keep it in people's faces to make them aware of how they can help contribute. So
he's definitely a big part.
Yeah,
big part.
But I'll get off that soapbox from there. But just it's been a pretty impactful week, and it's very sombering, very humbling. To see what we've gone
I truthfully think it was unexpected.
No,
Oh,
And
yeah,
that's-
100%.
most
That-
tornadoes,
For sure.
most tornadoes are unexpected.
I didn't
Right?
say-
Tornado.
If you know when that tornado is going to hit your house, please, Brian. We're about to be some rich people.
But we have storms pass through all the time, and they don't
Right.
ever register tornadoes like this.
No,
Certainly
I mean,
not. Certainly not in our area.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
A size of that tornado for
Well,
the state
perfect
of Florida.
storm of that cold front coming down, mixing with the hot air,
Right.
Man.
created those more Midwestern style tornadoes, which go above the 200-foot water spouts we're used to.
Correct.
And
Right.
that was just the unique, rare thing of it all.
There was a guy.
Go for it.
No, there was a guy off Okeechobee Road. He's a storm chaser, tornado chaser, and he happened to be. They sent him over in this area because of how many we were getting. He was out there on Okeechobee Road watching how it was forming, right? And he's like, "Oh my god." He's on live. He's like, "Oh my god, this is going to be huge. This is going to be bad, bad." And then as soon as he started videotaping, he turns his camera, and next thing you know, there was a semi truck, a transformer with the pole and lightning electric pole up there, and as soon as he turned, everything was already flipped over, and he was calling everybody that he could. He's like, "Dude, there's a
Warning them,
bad tornado." He caught the whole thing for me. It's the craziest video I've ever seen.
Because the thing is, that storm was coming through, and I remember earlier that week talking with Dave and Emily. I'm like, all right, Thursday we have a marketing meeting. I'll be up here at 1:00 Thursday, no problem, right? Storm is supposed to come through the network. There wasn't a chance that anybody was traveling to this area. You know what I mean? Like to have that in the back of your brain for the next storm season is going to be so vital.
Well, it's one of those things you have to experience it to appreciate it,
Right.
And with the impact of it all, and it does create some scar and some PTSD.
Because
Like,
where I am in Palm Beach County, I didn't even bring things inside.
Right.
That's
the scary part. Like
I
even
left flower pots. I left all sorts of stuff. I didn't even put up shutters. And like
even the path of the tornado, it's like it was huge. We saw it. We drove by it. Me, Nate, and Dave. We saw the path, but it's just crazy how it just goes. Like there's a house that's completely okay right here, but the house next to it's completely gone.
There
it's got
was
one
a guy.
wall left.
It's got one law left.
A guy on Saturday that was just talking about it, and he was literally had got home from work. Of course, the storm wasn't supposed to hit till Thursday.
Right.
Hit us, and he was went home from work, was taking a nap. I guess I don't know if he had his Amber Alerts on. His alerts on,
Phone,
right?
yeah.
The alerts
Amber
on.
Alerts for kids.
Well,
Regular
shout out
alerts
to
for
my
my
wife.
tornado.
My wife Amber.
it's still it's still that screaming noise on your phone. We all
Right.
know it. And he went and took a nap, and then didn't even hear again. Didn't know if he had him off or whatever, but was sleeping in his house, and the tornado wiped through his whole house except the room, his bedroom that he was sleeping.
And that's what I'm getting at.
It's just how can you prepare for it?
It's one of those things that I've slept through those.
You slept through a tornado.
Well, not a tornado, but the tornado thing on my phone. When my phone is going off like at 3:00 in the morning. Hey, seek shelter. Yeah, whatever. I've shut it off. I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yeah, I
Not
was
a
sitting there
chance.
thinking about it, and I was like, they kept going off, and I was like looking, trying, because everything's already boarded up, and I'm like looking, trying to peek through the windows or wherever it has open light, and I'm like, well, I don't see any tornadoes. Maybe it's just one of those.
Bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. It was. I was like, where am I going to hide? And then I was like,
It's
I guess
just-
I'll
yeah.
go Harry Potter
you
it
can't
under
exactly
the staircase.
get underground in Florida. So.
No,
Right.
you can't.
There's
yeah.
nothing. There's no basements.
Get in the big.
No.
Oh no.
We don't.
Yeah,
have
Emily was like,
basements.
"What happens if the tornado comes?" Like, hold on.
Oh.
I mean, it's like
No, you're not
get to the
lying.
center of the house and hold on. I mean, that's all
Yeah,
you
people
can do.
go in their bathrooms, but like my bathroom has a window, so
Yeah, I
The
mean,
same.
I remember like Hurricane Andrew. We were in the closet underneath the stairs in the center of the house,
Right.
and had a mattress up against the closet door during that time. And
Oh.
Andrew was like,
That was a bad
Category
storm.
5. I mean, that was
Yeah.
sustained, winds of 175 miles an hour, and
Right.
that was it was like the sound of a freight train going through the entire
That
time.
is wild.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
until you experience something like that, and what everybody went through here locally, it's
Right.
it's crazy.
yeah, but
It really is.
But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, and talking about this during this time is, again, to remind everybody how they can help. And like we said earlier, Lakewood Park Community Church, Dunn's Kids Foundation, even Sailfish is a drop-off spot. We'll make sure it gets to the right spot locally and help. And hearts are out to everybody else affected by this as well, too.
Yeah.
And I hope that everybody else is, and I would expect that being a Floridian, everybody's stepping up and helping out wherever they can.
For sure. Yeah. Al's Farms, they got destroyed, but the first thing he did was he planted that American flag back up as high as he
There you
could.
go.
Man.
Hmm.
So that hit a lot of hearts too, because he's ready to rebuild. So
We're a resilient state.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's waving high and fly.
No,
My
for sure.
favorite part was like how the next day the sun was just like, I'm
No,
here,
no,
I'm here. As
Monday-
if you didn't just try to kill us all yesterday.
Monday,
but
Monday morning, I'm like, oh, look at you trying to be cute. You tried to kill us all 2 days ago.
Literally,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost trying to
But
knock us all out.
you know what the best part is though is how many people took a break from what they're dealing with to come here Saturday.
And that's what
So
I was going to
true.
say. Like,
Yeah.
that
Oktoberfest was incredible.
having an outlet, and the people talk about the mental stress associated with just the waiting period of knowing a hurricane's coming. And this hurricane
Yeah.
was kind of sat in the Gulf for like 3 days.
Oh,
yeah.
it took
meandering
forever.
until it got here. So everybody's
yeah.
stressed out during that
Before
time.
it even touched ground. Every minute. Now it's a Cat
Yeah.
5. Now the pressure's lower
for
than
sure.
ever. Now
Yeah.
it's this. Now
But
it's
having
that.
that
Yeah.
escape to get out of the house on Saturday, it does provide such a benefit to a lot of people. Getting back with people from the community and talking about your stories.
It reminded
just
me
taking a
of
break.
when the state opened post-COVID.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
Oh, man, they
like,
came.
Like, and
They
I know
came.
that
you
was
can't keep
that was
Floridians down, man.
No, but
they're
that-
locked in
like,
the house.
Brian, let's be serious. Florida never really closed.
Closed,
yeah, I was
yeah.
about to say, I'm like, we didn't
Yeah.
close.
We
for
closed a
COVID.
day here, and then we open back up the next day.
what I'm talking about is that week from May until like middle of May that we were closed.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they were like
Yeah.
50% capacity. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, but
I
what
mean,
I'm
how many
saying,
business
no.
owners were like openly, just willingly taking fines and not closing? But like,
Yeah.
There was
I-
no
we
fines. It
won't
was
go
just
home.
like
the place.
We had to follow the
Yeah.
rules,
Florida
right?
is the wild,
and
wild
the rules
west.
were being made up as they went.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It is literally the wild, wild west here.
we
Nobody
didn't
cares.
have that here. No. I'll tell you the coolest thing, and like I'll say this with Gabe next to me. There's a man in line holding a pint glass. His buddy is like 3 people in front of him. I'm probably halfway in the line, and I'm just watching. And the guy gets a full Stein, a 1 liter Stein, and his friend just nods, and his other friend nods, and he fucking pours into the guy's pint
Oh,
glass
come on.
while he's waiting for another beer. And I go, my man, that's the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Are you
That
talking
was-
about yourself, Brian?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Everyone I loved and cared about was outside.
I'm just messing. Yeah, no, the line just never ended, man. It
Yeah,
was
it was
wild.
awesome.
The line, literally at 12 o'clock, it was to the door.
Yeah.
It's
They were
just
ready.
related to COVID too. COVID required us to be so isolated, right? And I think as a society we became very isolated and individualized even further than we already were. And it shows that just events like this that occur bring everybody back together,
Right.
And reinforces the community aspect that we all thrive upon and is so beneficial in an area, any area you go
Right.
to.
Yeah, no, for sure. 100%. It was insane.
All walks of life too. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
more
Oh,
kids,
man.
strollers. There was a 70-year-old guy and a
a lot of families, which is always good to see. I love seeing that.
70-year-old
So-
couple in lederhosen and drindles. It was
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Teaching
we
kids,
had-
teaching kids what it's like to help
Yeah,
is
Yeah.
a big thing too. Exposing them to that. is
Yeah.
huge, yeah.
yeah. And then the polka band that was out there, they did a kicking
Oh.
job, man. It was amazing.
Yeah, I think one of the bands donated their proceeds.
Yeah,
to
the Murphy Dogs.
Oh.
They actually they didn't want a check from us. They wanted us to
Wow.
write the check to the hurricane relief. So that's what we
Aw.
did.
Yeah.
I
One
didn't know
one
that.
criticism: they only played the chicken dance once.
Dude, I was
Which
out
you
there.
knew
I was
every
out there the
word
entire
and
day.
move.
They played it 16 times.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay,
say.
so once while I was there.
Yeah, man, that chicken
Still a
dance,
problem.
I saw somebody doing it, and then I saw the same guy 2 hours doing it. So I was like, "Oh God, it's on again."
We had a lady fall out of her chair. She was having such a great time.
yeah.
She was a little. She had a
Passed
great
out,
time.
yeah.
So, yeah, she had a great time.
She had a great time.
First,
She's fine, by the way. So.
yeah,
That's
she's
actually-
okay. She's still alive. Yeah,
That's actually a great way to determine if someone had a good time or not. Were you in your chair the whole time? Well, I fell out. Well, you had-
yeah, but we had the whole street closed down, man. Marina Way to Public House to the railroad down to the circle, pretty
Which-
much.
And it couldn't ask for a better day, too. Sun
Yeah,
was out
it
all
was
day.
beautiful.
Good
so
temperature.
that just
was
means
beautiful.
Night of the Thirsty Dead is going to be that much better.
Knock on wood, man.
Yeah,
no rain,
man.
and just,
Yeah, don't jinx us
yeah,
yet, Brian. But
That's what I do.
Well, we're lucky to be having this, jacket weather
Yes,
in Florida
we
right
are.
now.
Oh, today
sweater
the
weather.
4 of us were outside probably about an hour ago, maybe an hour and a half ago.
I actually got cold.
Yeah, no,
I got cold.
I was like,
I'm a radiator.
This summer's just been so brutal. 90 degrees basically every day up until like yesterday. It's sub 70 outside.
Yeah.
I almost said 69. That's the sex number.
Oh, there it is. There it is, everybody. I've heard that 4 times today.
First time on the podcast, pal. It's the chicken dance.
Chicken.
But to that end,
Oh,
it was
Lord.
just so nice to sit outside and not sweat today.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
it really is. So, but no, man, it's been fun. Oktoberfest is great. I can't wait for Night of Thirsty Dead. It's gonna be just as fun.
No, it's
So,
gonna be a blast. We're looking forward to it. So, yeah. So spooky season, October, middle October right now.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's Halloween. The tap room's looking extremely spooky.
Yeah, it's
right
getting
now.
there. We're
Extremely
Taylor,
spooky.
according to Taylor, it's still not done. I thought it looked pretty
I
good.
don't think it's
I think
ever
it looks
done.
pretty great.
It's never actually done. Like
Yeah.
she texts Emily and I like any donation or any more decorations you want to give us this year. I'm like, I can go buy some more. And they're like, where does it stop? Where do we put stuff? And
No,
but
she-
when I met Emily, I had never been exposed to people getting too excited about Halloween. It was just whatever, you go trick or treat. But to see someone get excited about Halloween, then obviously Taylor gets excited about Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween is
So why is
the
Halloween
best.
one of your favorite
Yeah,
holidays?
I'm interested in
Yeah,
that.
Honestly,
same here.
I don't know. It's always just been my favorite holiday. Like I just say spooky ho. Like all the time. It's just like it's spooky season. I don't know. I love the movies. I love the spookiness of it. I love dressing up. I mean, it's always just kind of been a holiday for me.
We
I mean,
started watching the Halloween themed movies, this month. and
finally had a
we watched
convince him.
what was
on
the one,
on the Hallmark Halloween channel.
no, it was on HBO, I think, but Sixth Sense.
Oh,
and I turned it on,
man.
and obviously everybody knows. Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
What happened?
If you haven't seen the
Spoiler
Sixth
alert.
and
Sense,
she's like, "So what's this about?" I'm like, "She's
I
like,
did
who's
not
this
say
guy?"
what's
And
this about. Oh my god, drama! I did not say that. It's just been years since I've watched it. Obviously, I mean, it's just
that's
been
a movie
minute.
that you like. Oh, Titanic.
with the
What's
throwing
this
under the
movie
bus?
about?
Dang.
Get out of here! Get out of here with that. No,
But it's been fun
I love
embracing
it.
this
That's
holiday.
like one of those movies.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, The Sandlot. Now, tell me about it.
This, yeah.
No,
Well-
he likes to put on a movie when I'm feeling real tired at the end of the day. And, you just want a little bit of peace and quiet, not, stimulation, nothing intense. And he's like, ooh, let's put on all these scary movies and everything like that.
You got to put the
And
lime in the beer, Emily.
I don't like bar limes. I worked in a bar once, and when you work in a bar, you know
That's
they
a
don't
T-shirt.
wash.
I don't like bar limes.
Oh, man, that's a seller.
Oh, look at the gingers over there, just commiserating.
Red power.
and,
Yeah, here we go. I'm amazed
It's
by
not
that.
St. Patrick's Day yet, guys.
No, but
Maybe cut that last part out.
you really probably should cut out red power, honestly. But it is such a thing, though. Like
Red-
when you're in
Oh,
a bar,
okay, I
you
get it
work
now,
in a
yes,
bar.
yes. That, no intended political affiliation.
Yeah,
there,
none.
Definitely.
That was more the color of their hair and the whiteness of their skin.
Just say
Correct.
ginger power. Don't call it a color. But no,
I
for
should have
real.
said paleness of their skin.
Hell.
Wow.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish that with my story on
Don't
limes
worry,
and
it's
why
all
I'm
set.
not
No,
gonna.
no.
Well, here's.
I'm not gonna.
Long story short, you forgot what Sixth Sense was about, which crazy.
No, I'm talking about bar limes at this point.
Oh.
We moved on from Halloween movies and stories, and
Well, that was quick.
Well, it is.
Well- go ahead.
Being exposed to people that get excited about Halloween, you can't help but not get excited also too. And so every year I've gotten a little more into it now, and it's been fun.
Really, that's why Corey is up at the brewery and not at your house.
But I will tell you, Dave and I
he
have.
serves himself better here.
Yeah,
honestly.
Dave and I
I put
here
Corey
for Night of
together.
Thirsty Dead actually have matching costumes. Well, not matching,
Well,
but like.
I'm-
Yeah, so what are
Yeah.
you guys wearing?
As y'all should.
You gotta explain this to
So
us.
if you've not seen the movie Spaceballs, you are missing out on maybe one of the best comedy movies of all time.
I
Certainly a
would say
spoof movie.
Spaceballs is the best movie.
It's hilarious. There's
I've
a,
never
out there.
seen it.
It's
John Candy plays the character Barf, which is a take on Chewbacca, but he's a Mog. He's half man, half dog, and it is incredible. I have the jumpsuit, I have the ears, I have the shoes.
Are you gonna walk around like a dog?
I'm gonna be the Mog.
Give
And
it.
Dave
impression.
Dave is going to be Lone Star, the The protagonist of the movie.
The protagonist.
Pretty sure Brian and I could be a top 5 contender for the award too.
Not happening. No,
I-
the people that show up here,
Oh my God,
fair.
they come in
the real
full
Captain
fledged.
America is going to show up.
Yeah, you don't want to get kicked by him. You know what I'm saying? I was about to say a bad word, so I decided not to.
I finally picked my Halloween costume.
Which
for the
is?
record. I think I'm gonna go as Old Greg.
So like 6 people. I'm one of the 6 people that knows what that is.
Old
I'm
Greg.
one of those
If you
people
don't know
too.
what Old
no,
Greg
okay.
is,
No, but you're like, oh,
you didn't know what it was till I showed you.
I do know now.
Are you a
That is
zombie?
true.
No, I'm Old Greg. Like, oh, are you a homeless person? No, I'm
Brian,
Old Greg.
You
Could you learn
amaze
to
me
love
about
me?
everything that you know, Brian. Swear to God. Like, I don't. What is Old Greg?
You've never seen Old
I don't
Greg?
think so.
Oh my
This
God,
is
you're
not
gonna
gonna
love it.
resonate
You have
with
to
you.
go
So
watch
that
at all,
came from
Gabe.
English comedy, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I
the
didn't
thing
even
is,
know
Yeah.
I think you have to smoke all the marijuana in Fort Pierce to find that funny.
I don't know, man.
That's
It's
my
pretty,
two
it's
cents.
pretty
No.
funny. If
I
they
didn't,
embrace it.
I didn't find it all that funny. I'm
What?
very familiar with it. Yeah.
You don't find it funny.
I don't.
Try
where
humor,
we
Brian, try.
No.
I'm still trying to figure out what Old Greg
You're gonna
is.
No,
appreciate
I will
it.
look
Just
it up
Google
when I get
Old
home.
Greg.
Speaking for my people, the gingers. It's gonna go way over your head.
Teach your people, Brian.
Yeah. No, but just saying, it's like
Just look it up later. If you haven't seen Old Greg, look it up. It is funny. I am a little bit surprised at your dismay towards Old Greg.
I'm not dismayed. I watched it, but
He's
I
a
didn't.
sea creature.
I
of the
didn't
night.
fall on the ground laughing. It wasn't like
I did, and I still
Yeah.
do. Years later.
It wasn't like Michael Scott firing that guy on Halloween because it's very scary stuff. It wasn't quite
I'm
like-
not trying to be scary.
Wasn't
I'm
funny.
trying to.
I'm not gonna say it. Gabe will make fun of me.
No, it's all right.
No, that's right.
Go ahead.
No, it's not as funny as 69, the sex number.
Oh, Jesus.
We're just not the girl that does the sexy Halloween costumes. I'm more like
Sexy old Greg.
let me be.
That'd be great.
I don't want to be sexy old Greg. I just want to be old Greg. I want to be Squidward. I want to be the most unattractive human being in the world on that day.
Listen, if you're coming to
I'll be
the Night of
ugly.
Thirsty Dead, you have to put the time into your costume in order to
To be
make
I'm
it
not
taken
trying to win.
seriously.
seriously. Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
I'm telling you.
I don't want nobody
You're
to
going
take me
as the most
seriously.
unattractive person. Go as me.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
Brian.
bald.
Come on,
I,
brother.
In some
I
way.
ran a check-in last year for it, and just checking people in, you're just like in awe of like the time put into these things.
Right.
Oh, man. You know, what's his name? HM was in here today, or one of our customers. He's like, man, you guys really put a lot of time into everything you guys do. Like, look at these decorations.
Yeah.
He was here on Oktoberfest. He's like, what? You guys do this? All of them? We're like, yeah.
But we changed costumes mid-October of like Oktoberfest immediately into Halloween.
Oh, Halloween, yeah.
It happened in one
Well,
day.
and then Christmas. There's snowflakes on every.
And
Yeah,
we have
well,
like 25
square
Christmas
inch-
trees in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll start right after Night of Thirsty Dead.
My absolute
Or
favorite thing
Halloween,
in
actually.
post Christmas, like in February, you can still find one snowflake. You still find like
The
one.
It's the
yeah,
hidden,
the token
the
snowflake.
hidden,
Yeah.
the hidden
like-
snowflake.
I think part of me thinks Taylor and Gabe do that on purpose. Like it's still
Never.
holiday season.
Well, Danielle could never reach that one. So.
Oh, there you go.
Well, on a sidebar, as we're sitting here TikTok live, someone has already reported us. So
For what?
I don't know. Underage drinking.
Really? Oh, cheers.
Well, I might
Well,
have. I might have
we're
said
32.
No, I might have said I'm 14.
Oh, man.
No, that wasn't the first one. The first one was clear. So
Okay. Well, you guys didn't see it, but I made a joke that only 14-year-olds use TikTok.
So we
it's fine. We
when
can
we
crop
when
it.
we
It's not
freelance
a
like
big
this,
deal.
Gate it creates a lot of work for Nate to edit this whole thing
Yeah.
now at this point. So yes, he's cursing us underneath his lips right now. of
see
like,
what you missed,
"God,
Mike and
we
Jamie?
edited-"
It could have been this.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so Night of Thirsty Dead. And and we're excited for it. And we got Trick or Treat down here.
Yeah, what is that?
That's it's on Halloween, October
Okay,
31st.
nice. That's what, Wednesday? Tuesday,
it's a
Wednesday?
Thursday.
Thursday, okay.
The city actually partnered with us here, and they're going to close down 2nd Street
Wait,
for
the
it.
city's involved with it?
Yeah, they
Wow.
partnered. Yeah.
Man, they stepped up.
Yeah.
Shout out to the city
Well, it
of
took
Fort
about
Pierce.
10 years, but yeah.
Shout out to the Fort Pierce City.
They're gonna shut down 2nd Street for us, and then they're supposed to supply a whole bunch of law enforcement officers to control the traffic. And
That's great.
But yeah, we're looking probably. I mean, last year was close to 5,000 kids down here running around and getting candy from all of us. The Downtown Business Association was, I think, all together, all the businesses together. I think it was we almost spent $20,000 on candy, is what I was told. So
Jeez.
Shout out
Taylor
coming
shows
in.
in the bill every month.
Again, shout out to the
Candy we have to
city.
buy.
Shout out
Yeah.
to coming in here November 1 to being like, any of that
candy
left?
left, baby. They're like, what happened to the Twix? I don't know, man. Here's your
here's what I'm-
Skittles.
Signs on the back.
No,
a bunch of empty wrappers.
No, bullshit. Because
Where did the candy go, guys?
here's my luck. It's gonna be nothing but Good and Plenty's. Who eats Good and Plenty's?
Exactly. Why?
No, because the
Why
kids
promote it?
because the kids around here are really smart. They're gonna take all the good candy, and I'm gonna be left with Good and Plenty on November 1.
Maybe
calling it.
just don't buy Good and Plenty, and then
No.
you won't be left over with
Listen,
Good and Plenty's.
I love our local Fort Pierce government. I don't expect them to buy candy that doesn't have Good and Plenty's in it. Trying to cover all bases, including kids that love candy for old people.
Have you seen the new commercials now that are? It's no. I was
Gabe
just
is
kind of.
mortified.
I was just kind of like really surprised by it because I'm like, man, that wasn't happening. Really, only the special neighbors that like really loved you were giving out full-size candy bars. So all these new commercials are promoting full-size
Well, yeah, they make more money that way.
for sure, but
Okay, honestly, as a kid, what did you do when he came to a door and it had a bowl and it said, please take one?
I never had that. I mean, all of
Oh,
again.
sorry to
it's
hear
First off,
grew up
every
in-
bowl I came to was already empty. So
fair.
Right.
But you know, grew up in West Virginia, and all of our neighbors were out in a neighborhood.
Oh,
like,
yeah, you had to
know,
walk 3 miles
Well,
to see your next door neighbor.
No, but in West Virginia, they were handing out like fifths of whiskey.
yeah.
Instead of like,
It's like
We
you're a
were-
5-year-old.
well, I got Kit Kats and I've got whiskey.
No,
so
I,
leads into Halloween stories. Brian, what's your favorite Halloween
Yeah,
story?
for real.
Oh, man, several. My mom made my costumes every year.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Like
cool.
Love that.
legit, like whatever. One year I was Barney the dinosaur that was tortured by children. So like his eye was swollen. He had a ninja star through his chest. Like honestly, like
You had to
anything.
explain your costume.
No. A lot of people were like, screw up. Like walking down the street, the kids were like, screw up his costume. He's Barney. I'm like, no, guys, it's rented. Like I had to like lie about it being like my
Oh, wow.
mom made my
That taught
costume.
you,
Yeah.
taught you some humility.
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
Yeah. It's not my favorite Halloween costume. I've gotten some serious monkey shanks, but that one on the spot was very good.
Right
Gabe?
on.
Yeah.
Mine is just, shoot, I don't know. I forget.
Actually,
honestly.
no. Let me take it back. It was one year. My friend John Myers and I. My mom made our costumes. Gumby had made a resurgence.
Last name Myers?
His last name was Myers.
Michael Myers, yeah.
John Myers.
Yeah.
Close.
Michael Myers' brother.
His dad's name was Michael, by the way.
Yeah, there
It's
you go.
crazy.
That is wild.
So Gumby had made a resurgence, which is, I'm dating myself here, but the blockheads were very popular in my school. It's like 1994. My mom made us the blockheads from Gumby costumes, and they were ridiculous. They looked just like the show.
it's amazing.
My friend Phil DeJoya came in first place as King Phil, and it was the least effort ever put in a costume. It was a Burger King crown and a purple, like he got booed. Yeah, I'll take one too. He got booed out of our middle school. He went home crying.
Oh my God.
And
Just
the
traumatized.
funniest, it was the funniest thing in the world because he celebrated like being like second place
I
the
just
blockheads, and
remember-
people were like, "No, they're the best." First place King Phil. He's crying.
Wait, who's King Phil?
It was a costume he just came up with that day. He got a crown and like a bed sheet.
I
And he's
love
Like, not
"Hey, I'm
actually King Phil?
Hey, I'm King Phil. And like, how did he win? How did he? It was
That's
so funny.
a very, I'm sure he's a very confident adult now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Always
Probably
has.
still calls himself King Phil.
Listen, when he won, he was the only person like, yeah, like I put a lot of effort in this.
Oh, Doyle rules.
Yeah, straight up, he was like, "Oh, Doyle," and he got booed out of the middle school, and like we were just standing there, like, yeah, we should have won, but like, don't murder Phil, like yeah,
He's the king. Yeah.
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
I think mine would probably
Sorry,
be,
Brian, you have more, or you done?
Oh no, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry, Brian. I thought we were on the same wavelength there. Yeah.
I
but no.
interrupted you.
No, you're good. I dressed up as Annie Warbucks one year because I had a little dog, but it was very exciting.
Little orphan Annie.
Yeah, little orphan Annie, and I was in the play as well. So I
Were
had
you Annie?
not as Annie, as the
Are you
guard.
sure?
I was the guard. Who
I mean-
rang that bell? Can't you read?
Annie's a ginger, also, right? Are you sure you didn't
Hey.
put on a wig?
Yeah.
Gabe doesn't forget his lines.
No, I don't. Yeah. So, anyways, no, but it was like my buddy was like, dude, you want to dress up like her? And I did. We had like a little dog, not the same dog as Annie, but anyways, we called the dog Bear. It was this big. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that was a fun time. Got a lot of candy. Got hit on a lot, too. It was weird. Yeah.
I feel like I've got a lot of weird Halloween stories. Not even weird, but just like a lot of things
I
I've
was
dressed
looking
up
for
as.
my line. What happened?
It's
Did you
Gabe's
take my
way.
bear?
You got it Dave's way.
Oh.
Dave's way.
Sorry, Gabe.
It's all
Which
right.
is no lime.
Yeah.
It's very bland, like my personality.
I would have gone
You said
Cooper's
it, not
dance, but I
us.
was only allowed to have 2 of those.
Brian, no one puts any restriction on you, all right?
Yeah.
Let's not joke about that. So.
Oh no, I'm. Yeah.
Are you being serious, Brian? No. Oh, okay.
All right, Emily, Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Pick one. You
Are
know you
we
got a
like
lot.
just of all?
She
all
was
my-
sexy old Greg in 24.
No, I think I've dressed up like I think my youth and just in general was my favorite. My older sister and I think my favorite time was when we were witches. You know, just your basic witches, but some reason our faces were green. And if you look at all my sisters and I's photos from just like anything, and it shows our personalities so well. And I'm always in just like straight mode of whatever is happening, and she's always just like smiling, like just perfect, sweet, innocent, smiling, and I'm over here like
Emily
like
adapts
just-
whatever outfit she has on.
whatever. And I'm in my witch's costume, and I got my hat, and I'm like ready, and I got my broom on, and I'm just like ready to be a witch, and she's just sitting here smiling, like just
You're running out of the street trying to fly,
happiest.
take off.
Yeah, and she's just like,
Hey
sweet.
y'all, I'm gonna eat your kids.
and that's like how all of our pictures are. There's one with us in bat costumes, and she's sitting there with her little cute bat costume, and I'm over here just like flapping. So I don't know. I've dressed up as a lot.
Did you get any air?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
I mean, on my own. No
Jump off the roof, try it.
Yeah.
We've all done that. We've jumped off the roof.
Oh, I've
I don't
definitely
know.
jumped off
I,
roofs.
I grew up in a small town in New York, and like we knew the houses that like people weren't staying at, so like we would like kind of egg their house. Like yeah,
I've
they'll
egged
never
in a
know.
house.
Yeah.
The best is being pulled over. I was pulled over one time.
The best?
With eggs in the back of the car.
Right.
I haven't egged anybody yet.
Oh,
But someone else had egged other houses previous to that.
Right.
And got in trouble because we already had eggs in the car.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I egged one house in Holiday Pines on Deer Run Drive. I egged this guy's house
I've never egged in a house.
so bad.
You're not
and
missing
I felt
much.
he
Yeah.
comes
It
out.
wouldn't feel good for me.
Yeah, he came out and he was like he was an older gentleman. He had a walker. I literally all of us turned back around and went over there and just started cleaning the guy's house.
That's the most
That's
Gabe
called
story I've ever
remorse.
heard in my life.
Yeah, I did. We felt so bad after doing it.
That's
That
legit.
says a lot about your personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think my favorite time is I was in 4th grade, and was previously like the day before, day two before, I was out playing in our yard with my cousin, and we were playing Star Wars on the backyard, and he slid, a piece of wood across a trampoline, and I went to go catch, my lightsaber. Again, never watched Star Wars ever
wow.
in my life,
you
and he
know
threw the
lingo, though.
lightsaber across the trampoline, and it just like sliced my chin right open.
Oh,
right?
good.
Love that. Went to the hospital, got my fucking chin glued back together, whatever. And then the next day was Halloween. So I'm dressed up as Cinderella. In 4th grade, I'm like going as Cinderella. Got my chin glued back together. I couldn't wait for people to ask me about like what happened, like what happened. Nobody asked me because it was Halloween. Like everyone thought it was like part of costume,
Yeah, but
and
the
I
thing
remember
is-
being so upset. Like, why did nobody
Da-
ask
Dave
me
and
about
I
what
grew-
happened?
Dave and I grew up in the time where Halloween costumes were like absolute shit. Like there was the He-Man costume, which was a mask.
Yeah, we
and
didn't
then
have
it
these
was the-
Halloween stores that
No.
just like popped up during
Right.
Halloween.
It wasn't like a brewery in Boynton Beach
You
closed and
made-
became a Spirit of
You
Halloween.
made your own Halloween costume when we grew up.
No
yeah.
place.
Yeah.
but that's an inside joke. No, the He-Man costume was a He-Man mask and then this piece of plastic that had a picture of He-Man on it. That was the costume. G.I. Joe, random military guy mask with this piece of plastic of like G.I. Joe.
Things
They
were more
were
fun then.
dreadful. No, it wasn't fun. It was like there was zero
I don't
creativity.
know. I love. Well, that's.
Well-
I don't think it's uncreative. It's just like the resourcefulness of like trying to be who you want to be on Halloween.
Here's the most creative. You go to those Spirit of Halloween stores, and like, let's just say you want to be Tiger King, right? You go in there, it's like lion tamer crazy person, and it's Joe Exotic. That is some creativity
That
right
is
there coming up with,
creativity.
yeah.
Well, apparently there is one guy that is straight up the model. Like, they just take his face for all these Halloween costumes and just print it on the costume description or whatever. And he's like, you could be this, but you could also be me, where and he just screenshots like all the images, and he's like, you could be this, you could be that. And it's just his face, where somehow he ended up as the, I can't say AI model or whatever, but the printout model for all these costumes.
If it's a Flintstone costume, prehistoric cartoon man, those are the best. I love reading that.
I love Flintstone, but I never decided to dress up like them.
There's so much more to me I'd like to create the costume, make the costume. One year I was the sun. Why was I the sun? I don't know. But I was the sun.
It's the big yellow one.
Did I have short hair? Yeah, I had short hair at that
that's
time.
probably why you're the sun.
Well,
what? Well, logically,
that's right here.
I mean,
she was reliable. She rose every morning and set at nights. Yeah.
I don't know, but I took a bunch of yellow tulle.
Somehow it just ended up west, and the day ended.
Oh,
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done talking to y'all about this. Dave, what were you for Halloween? What is your most memorable costume?
I don't have any memorable costumes, but I think towards the 7th, 8th grade, I was starting to age out of the trick-or-treating. Maybe
7th grade?
What?
Loser.
You had to be like 9, 10.
No, I agree. You didn't want to be like borderline teenager, like,
Sorry.
Can I have?
I would.
Can I have your?
I would dress up as a scarecrow and sit on the front porch and scare kids.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool.
That's cool. We got the candy, so I had the full
definitely
straw
the cool guy
out of
the.
You know, it was. I remember that distinctively. Yes.
Yeah.
You carried on that role for a long time.
Do you still do it every year?
Yeah. No, he doesn't do it every year. Right. He does it every day.
Here's the worst. No. Here's the worst.
Halloween every day.
I didn't see that coming. Yeah.
Here's the worst thing about Halloween as an adult, and certainly I don't have children,
Thank
but
God.
I'll no, for real.
Oh my God.
That was the greatest dig.
Dave unscripted podcast
ever.
There we go, guys.
That was the greatest dig of all time. And it was so unexpected. That's why it's so funny.
Which part?
I said, I don't have children. He goes, thank God.
But like, the thing of it is you, of all 4 of us here, no offense, Gabe, you would be the one where I'm like, you should have children.
I have 2
but
kids.
That's why, no, it's hilarious.
Doesn't know.
I digress. Great kids.
I have 2
said
great
no
kids.
Offense, but I mean, of all 4 of us sitting here, that Tonneson is the one person where I'm like, he should be a dad.
Gabe's son invented Captain Dave.
Yeah, he did. Yes.
Yeah.
Who is Captain Dave?
You're sitting next to him. Yeah.
Why are you Captain Dave? And why did
because my
first
son,
off, captain of the show.
Yeah.
Second off, Gabe's son.
Someone call it a host.
Yeah. So when Dave took my son and me out fishing, my son just started calling him Captain Dave. Because Captain Dave.
Seriously, Emily's podcast, this is a charter. That's Captain Dave.
Yeah. So Captain Dave didn't have a big enough boat for Levi at first, but then he was okay with the boat that Captain Dave had. So, but no,
At least
Levi went to the yacht and he's like, "No, you're on this really awesome fishing boat."
We walk over to the dock and it's like he looks over at the boat next to us. He's like, "Is that the boat?" I'm like, "No, buddy, it's the boat right behind you." And he's like, "Captain Dave."
What the hell?
We're around this boat. But Levi just came up with the whole thing. He just started calling him Captain Dave.
No,
it's fine.
It sticks.
It fits.
No,
for sure.
Here's the thing. My neighborhood, there's 1 billion kids in my neighborhood, right? Like, whatever.
Are you in Atlantis?
Never been there.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I buy more candy than I need to. No one shows up. I go, well, last year I didn't buy shit, so, like, I'll buy a bag. Every kid in the damn neighborhood's at my place. Walking inside, like, the whole, like, whatever, right? Like, I don't know the ratio of candy I should have every year, because I certainly don't
know. The spirit of Halloween is so different in Florida in the way of it was such a big deal for me growing up. Like, you couldn't wait, and if like Halloween fell on the weekday, or if like, you know, they didn't let you out of school early, but if it like fell early where you had a trick or treat early, and then the weather, everything. Sometimes it was winter.
Halloweens were different than Saturday or Sunday Halloweens.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
There's less trouble during the week than the weekends. But my biggest thing too is like, you know, going back to the start of this podcast is that.
No, you said it the right way. It's a perdcast.
Trick or treat label Parker.
We used to trick.
The word perd is perdcast.
Welcome to the perdcast.
So it's like, you know, we invite everybody to come downtown here this year if you have nowhere to go There'll be plenty of candy on the street. The restaurants, there's 30 restaurants or businesses down here that are handing out candy. Plus, we'll have the cops out here to protect everybody and close the street down. It'll be safe. A lot of choices here to come if you have nowhere to go.
That was the crazy thing, I think, for me, too, is like moving down to Florida was, there was always a neighborhood to go to. And then I lived in a neighborhood where everybody came to for Halloween and to trick or treat. But when I moved to Florida, trunk or treat, right?
Like trunk or treat's huge. Well, that came really
it's
popular.
It's in
during
West Virginia,
COVID.
of course, now. But it wasn't, growing up, we didn't have trunk or treat. It was like we're going to our neighbors.
It takes two things that Floridians are good at:
Here's
trunk or treat,
parking and tailgating.
Here's my thing about trunk or treat. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So it really got really popular during COVID, right? Because you couldn't go into an establishment, you couldn't go to house, but everyone thought it was okay just to park your car in a parking spot, pop your trunk, and have kids walk around and get candy. How are they gonna get the candy? You gotta hand it to them most of the time, right?
My favorite, honestly, variation of all of this is how the scare warnings of like not only like, oh, there's needles in the candy or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But when THC.
When they were saying that people are hanging out.
Watch your candies because they're giving out the THC gummies.
This goes into
the kids.
The lucky kids.
This goes into a broader conversation.
First off, that's a very expensive venture. About THC candies. First off.
No, I'm saying like, why would I give out my THC gummies to a bunch of kids? First of all, why would I do that? But second of all, why would I do that?
An 8-year-old doesn't need that. Totally different. Where I was going off of. However, worst thing, I'm not saying candy, worst thing someone ever put in your trick-or-treat bag.
Dude, 100%.
What do you got?
I mean, it's a banana, but who wants
a banana?
Yeah, I got a banana.
See, that might be that. Okay, if we're ranking them, that's number one right now.
No, yeah, it's just the word. Like,
okay,
you sat in line to get in this guy's house to get a candy or whatever, and then it's a banana.
I will say, when someone hands you loose candy corn, it's kind of
dude,
weird.
Okay, you're right.
No. Banana
so true.
Banana's still number one. Loose candy corn is number two.
Yeah, it's
like, and it's tight. It's tight.
Yeah.
It's tight.
Yeah.
It was a rotten banana too.
Honestly, I had great trick or treats. Like I couldn't wait. I probably trick or treated.
You didn't get
a
bag
16.
of change?
No. I mean,
bag of change was a big one in my neighborhood.
I never had a bag of change. I got full candy bars, and those were always exciting. But I think like the worst thing that you could get was juju beans. Like
juju beans.
Juju beans suck, and then especially when you got the off-brand version of juju beans.
So
but that's it.
Juju beans were
I had great trick or treats.
I actually liked old juju beans. They were a little bit harder.
Ugh.
The worst thing I got was in a bag a popcorn ball. Have you ever had a popcorn ball?
Wait, I like
which is
popcorn
handmade.
balls.
Yeah.
Which handmade? No, they came out with them where they weren't.
No.
A lot of them
this
were
is
handmade.
dating back to before they came out with the manufacturer.
Yeah, someone just made these popcorn ball, threw it in a bag, and
that is one
it.
thing I will not accept is anything like even like in neighborhoods of like, oh, I made this candy and it's like in a plastic Ziploc bag. Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go
nice try.
and get the lunch lady.
Giving kids
what do they call the lunch lady girls?
Listen, we live in a
The
world.
gingers are having a sidebar conversation.
No, I'm being serious though.
But when I was probably like 8 or 9. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, you got a lime?
You want my lime? I'll give it to you.
You want my lime?
Gabe. Here.
No, thank you, sir.
You're Gabe.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Gabe's way.
Oh, I'll pour my lime into there.
I was gonna do that, but Brian was looking at me weird.
How did I become the judge of this podcast?
Well, so when
go ahead.
I don't know, if like 8, 9, or 10, when it first started coming out publicly, like, hey, people are putting stuff
coming out publicly in what way, Dave?
America's Most Wanted, really.
Putting stuff in your candy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was a big deal.
Dumping my candy out afterwards and trying to figure out which one was messed with and what was the different one. It definitely scared a lot.
It's like, I mean,
this apple
I don't
melted.
think I was ever scared as a kid growing up.
What kind of person decides to put, like, when you got the apple and, like, the kid was excited to get the apple, right? And there was a razor blade
Maybe it's someone who just doesn't approve of children.
But it's just not okay.
All right.
No, of course
so-
not.
so
Wait, is this not okay? I'm like,
It was always razor blades in the candy. Yeah.
For the Florida's Drinking Report podcast, the top worst 4 goes banana, loose candy corn, popcorn bowl, jujubes.
Juju beans are the worst.
Okay.
yeah,
Ew.
I mean those are pretty bad.
I mean,
I was
what
just-
is the point of Juju beans?
I
And
wa-
why
I'm
would you
sure.
spend your money on
Again,
them?
I'm pretty sure I got pennies one year too.
That's what I'm saying. Loose change.
Pennies.
Okay, but you
Okay.
can collect the pennies. That's not that bad.
I'm going to take it back
Okay.
to
Back in
Florida.
in the
It's
80s,
a wild,
a
wild
different
west.
value to it.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
sorry,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I can get pennies at home if I'm 6. I cannot get like full-size Reese's.
Right.
So
I
like,
had one
yeah.
neighbor that it was two doors down from our street from us, and they always had my sister and I always full-size candy bars, and that was like it didn't matter if they were our last stop of the whole night, first
Right.
stop, whatever. They always we were the family that definitely got the full size.
I do have one more Halloween story. The more we think about it, me personally was thrown on the spot there, but I remembered it. This is when my mom told me I would be good at sales. The day after Halloween, when I was in 7th grade, I brought all my Halloween candy to my locker, and I told kids on the school bus that morning, I'm like, spread the word. I'm selling my blow pops. I'm selling my chunk bars. Everything is either 25 cents or 50 cents, but the big ones are $1. And the kids are...
Profit.
Look at Brian hustling at 5 years old.
Kid-
5 years old.
You were ready.
I held back in 7th grade 100 years if I was 5 in 7th grade.
Wait, you were
But-
held back in 7th grade?
No, I wasn't. That's why I don't have children, Dave.
Honestly, like if you were to tell me you were held back, I'd be
no.
like actually
No, it makes sense.
offended.
No.
I'd be surprised.
No, but in my locker, from my locker, kids who went trick-or-treating the day before in the same fucking place that I went to are buying candy off of me like, oh my God, this is
give
great.
me your candy.
Not even the real principal, the vice principal grabs me by the wrist and fucking yoinks me to his office. Right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the hell did I do? I never did anything wrong in middle school. And he goes, I'm going to hand you something that you've probably never read. Slams it down on the table. It's a school rule book. No, I'm pretty sure he read it in 6th grade. He goes, you've not brushed up on it. I go, yeah, no, probably not. He goes, I'll never forget this. Page 7, Article 3, row 2.
Sounds very Miss Trunchbull.
Right. I open it up. It's like students won't be selling any products of anything, certainly not in the hallways or anywhere on school property unless newly authorized. I'm like, okay. He goes, you're in trouble. I'm going to make an example out of it. It's fucking Halloween candy, bro. And then my mom went to the school. She goes,
So it was like a public flogging or what happened there?
dude, nothing happened to me. My mom went there. She's like, let's he's selling blow pops for 25 cents. The world isn't ending here, right? But like that's when my mom's like, like when I got into sales, she's like, okay, well, I knew you would be because you sold Halloween candy to kids the day after Halloween. Yeah.
Smart move.
Profit.
Yeah. No, I was like, let everyone know because I didn't care. Like clearly, I had eaten all the candy in the world prior to that,
You
so
just
I didn't eat
reminded
it.
me like my senior prank,
Which was
which is great. Yeah.
you got a
You
vice.
gonna tell us about it? Or
No, I can't admit to it. So they're still
I'm
searching
pretty
for
sure
the
like
guy
the
that did
statute
it.
of limitations
Yeah.
expired.
Yeah.
At this point,
Oh,
so
are you sure? Yeah.
Pretty sure like 31 or 30 years old.
I
so
mean,
yeah.
we've already got, again, TikTok has already told us we got the violation for
Yeah,
whatever
we've
somebody said at this
we've
table.
never opened up about it, and I have to ask 3 other people if it's okay to talk about.
I know what it was. Red power.
No,
Don't
no.
say it. I don't know. I think it's
possible.
I think it said that drinking. It was a restricted age group that this could be distributed
Gabe does
to.
look like a bearded 15-year-old.
Which
What? No. Hey,
You
what's up,
are-
guys?
There's nobody here.
The
besides-
game
Yeah.
splashing gang
There's
signs.
only one
Yeah.
person here watching us. And I'm so appreciative, but
Yeah. Hey. Oh, sorry.
can I get
Anyways,
us
this
kicked
is
out
what
of here?
happens when it's unscripted, man.
It is a very unscripted
I love this.
podcast.
Florida's drinking
The best.
report, unscripted.
Can we have a pee break?
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Thank you.
Probably. What's our
Can we
time,
pause?
Gabe? Or Nate, sorry.
I'm Gabe.
I know,
I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emily, what's our time?
All right, we should probably wrap up pretty soon. Yeah.
Wrap up.
Yeah.
I don't wrap up. I just want to take a little breaky.
Oh, what do you
Take a
guys want
break.
to do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Take a quick break.
All right, Emily will say a break.
All right.
Dave and I will hold down the
Yeah,
fort.
we'll hold on. Yeah.
I have to go pee too. So.
Same.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, girl.
Maybe
things.
on your travels, find some pickles so we can do some LTPs.
We're out of pickles.
We're going to come back and we'll wrap up.
Yeah. Holy shit. This is the best podcast of all time.
This has been very relaxing, honestly.
You
Not
know-
having to. All right.
All good. Go pee. No one's stopping you.
Nate's beating over my head how time-consuming editing is, so I'm
Right.
like very conscious of that now when we're doing these things. Of like,
Well, here,
I don't fully know, but I have an appreciation
In
for the
the-
time associated with it.
in the
Yeah.
in the same breath.
Yeah.
No, all good.
Right.
In the same breath, it's like probably shouldn't have had those 3
Hey,
double
man.
chowders, but here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
It's so nice to just be relaxed during this and
Right.
not fall on a.
I also
list of
think that
things.
goes into the broader vision that you had prior to all this. That,
Oh, yeah.
like, let's bring people in. Let's show them how fun this is. And realistically, this is, when we're not working our tails off
Yeah,
and
it's-
not over the top, it's
We're coming
this.
off a lot of
a lot more offensive, I should
annual business planning meetings.
Right.
A lot of hard work put in the past months, and then it's preparation for good launching the season. Like this is kind of like the shoulder season to launch into season at this point.
Well,
October
I'll-
is that for us,
say.
honestly.
I'll
Yeah.
just say this: like, we're going to the minor league ballparks now.
Yeah.
Like that's on the schedule. It's October.
Mm-hmm.
Opening pitch is February 20-something.
No,
you
it's
know?
holiday season's among us, and it's going to be Christmas before you know it.
Yeah.
And then it's next year, and it goes by that quick.
Yeah.
And to take the time we're doing to do this kind of stuff and relax with it is huge, in my opinion. Yeah.
It's been really fun. Yeah. I for me, it's been such a nice little break to actually, and a little cathartic too. Man, I wish we were funnier. A little cathartic too. Like actually talk about like the cool stuff we're doing. I think like the how a couple of years ago when I came on board, one of the things we talked about was like being more involved in the community. Like Sailfish, part of my arrival is like embedded in this area. But it's like, what else could we do? And it manifests in things that just happened this past week.
Yeah, a lot of things just
Yeah.
kind of present themselves, and it's
But
reacting to it.
But the thing is, Dave, it's not like Sailfish was like, how do we get involved? It's people were reaching out and saying, we need your help. We need your reach. And like, how cool is that?
No, you don't really think about it that much. You just do it, and
Right.
you just, and to Gabe's point, and him being a huge catalyst in that, spearheading that effort,
Right.
is, it's the people that, we have loyal customers for a long time.
Yeah.
In the neighborhood. So,
Well,
yeah.
go for
are
it.
you guys talking about the hurricane?
Well,
Or the tornadoes?
here's the thing.
Let
we,
into it, yeah.
we
Yeah.
started off being funny,
Yeah.
and then we got like super serious.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
going back to our customers, there's 2 Mug Club members that live in Indian River Estates that literally lost their entire house because of this tornado, and now they're starting over again, and they're an older couple and everything, but they've lived there for 30 years, and they've literally their whole house is destroyed because of this tornado, man. It just sucks knowing where you think you're going to retire and live the rest of your life, and now it's all gone.
Right.
And so it's just like
In-
one of
in
those
a matter of hours.
a matter of hours, man. Like, I mean, that's what I keep going back. Like, people are telling, like, I see comments on Facebook. It's like, oh, you guys didn't prepare for the hurricane. No, we prepared for the hurricane. We didn't prepare for a tornado.
Yeah.
No one can be prepared
Can't
for a tornado.
prepare for that.
Yeah.
It's like, let me get these iron
all.
things and dig them into the ground, and
Yeah.
maybe my house won't get
So,
blown away.
like,
Yeah.
it's just one of those situations that it really kills you inside, because it just sucks for those people that lost everything. Literally, over a matter of, it could have been 2 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever, but I know it's a short period of time when that tornado hits your house and everything is gone. So it sucks, man. Raising Cane and Hurricane, shout out to them. They literally lost everything in their house. Their whole entire house is gone. So, and that's in Indian River State. So,
Yeah, it's so isolated. Every experience, and people are affected out there. And to kind of round out the conversation today of we're in spooky season. We're in October. We just wrapped up a great weekend with Oktoberfest. Raised a bunch of donations. Couple trailer loads of donations we took over to the church.
church, yep.
And just want to get the word out there more. Again, if you haven't listened the entire time, Lakewood Park Community Church is the primary donation spot everything is going to. Howard Dunn and the Dunn's Kids Foundation is spearheading all this, making sure everything we donate goes back to the community, whether it's monetary donations or physical donations.
Yeah, write the check out to the Dunn's Kids Foundation.
Dunn's Kids Foundation, correct. He'll buy more supplies. Most important thing needed out there is non-perishable goods. Is the priority. Food, bottom line, food. Things that they can hold on to, store, and access. During this time, and we're Sailfish another drop-off spot as well too. Gabe and I will be running things over for weeks to come of just different donations being dropped off, and most importantly, guys, realize like these guys had their lives just turned upside down, and the recovery and rebounding to that is going to take a lot of time. And do not forget about them, and continue to keep them top of mind of what their needs are. And we are certainly going to do that on our end to communicate that to everybody of what the needs are, and make sure that we can help them the best we can. That's all we
come
really
out
do.
together, work hard, be together.
Be out there at the church, donating stuff, helping them donate stuff. So,
I mean, honestly, the biggest thing that I've just talked to everybody about, just anywhere I've been, like strangers, no matter who you are, if we're here, if we're out, it's like grocery shopping or whatever. Like the cashier that I'm checking out with, I'd always make sure I ask, "How you doing? How did you make it through the storm?" Whatever. Anybody, just check in with people and just see how they're doing, because not everybody is on social media, first of all, and not everybody's so forthcoming about what they went through or whatever, but everybody really did go through something very intense, and you just can't forget it. You can't forget to ask your local neighbor, your person next to you, just how are you doing?
No, you can't. You always have to check in, especially after something like this.
Yep, no, for sure. Well, guys, I'm going to kind of round out today on that. Again, Dunn's Kids Foundation, Howard Dunn, Lakewood Park Community Church. I've said it probably 25 times on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are the primary places to get what you're donating out to the right people in the community.
Do we have a link that we can add?
It's in one of our posts. Yeah.
Okay. Well, can we add it to this podcast to make sure that
we'll
everyone,
put it in the description.
just
Sure,
so
we'll find
everyone
a way to do
knows
that,
where they can donate, where to send items to.
Yeah, if you get on
out of
Instagram
state.
or Facebook, you can kind of see where to send it to. Well, if you send it to us, we're fine.
Real quick, sorry. So Saturday, Oktoberfest, we had a lady that drove all the way down from Georgia and delivered supplies to our event Saturday.
Unreal.
So, Howard got a picture with her and everything. We'll make sure we share it. But she literally drove. She just went through the same thing with Helene.
Helene.
She went through the same thing, but she knew what we went through down here, and she literally drove the 6-7 hours to come here to make sure she was able
Ma'am,
to
next
help.
time you're here, your leader at Oktoberfest is on us.
Whatever you want,
for sure.
So.
I think a big thing too, just want to chime in with everything about as far as needs, just looking at your local grocery stores and everything like that. I had the personal need of needing just feminine things, and was sitting there saying oh my God, you can't find any anywhere. And I know that that's such a big concern, and just someone that should be easily to access it, but just even for the people that absolutely were 100% affected by it and how hard it is to come by those products. My mom made sure that she was shipping feminine products from West Virginia to here to make sure, because it's just there's no access, or not that there's no access, but you just don't have the accessibility, limited supply.
Yeah.
And just those
Think toilet
things
paper and COVID.
Right, things that are essentials.
Everything local is
essentials.
picked over, like to Emily's point. Everything local is picked over.
Right.
Get it down to us with the right spot. Bottom line is, if you can do anything, get it to us. We'll make sure it gets to the right person. We have the right connections with that, and helping to continue to keep this part of the community top of mind for weeks to come and months to come, as they rebuild and recover from what happened.
I know a lot of people are like Fort Pierce strong, St. Lucie strong, Vero strong. No, Treasure Coast strong, man.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
on the Treasure Coast came together,
sure.
and they're stepping it up really hard. So Treasure Coast strong, because without everybody on the Treasure Coast, I don't know what we would get. So, anyways,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna round it on that, guys. Cheers to just Treasure Coast strong, resilient community.
Yes.
Helping out where we can.
Yes.
And guys, just
Do what you can where you
do
can.
what you can where you can. And that's a great way to put it. Do what you can where you can.
Do what you can. Use what you have. Go where you can go.
Go through
it.
your closets, go
That's it,
through your
guys.
pantries, and give away what you can.
Yeah,
There
we're
we
going
go.
to keep this message going for a long time, guys, because this is a part, something we need to really keep top
Just
of
because
mind.
the storm's not over, or because the storm is over, doesn't mean that the storm is not actually over for everybody.
Really well
you
put,
know?
Emily. Really well put, Emily.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
No, for real.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us today. Florida's Drinking Report. Florida's report on Florida.
There we go.
Florida, the most
Love that.
resilient state in the union.
The
We come
post-
together. We don't wait for people to take care of us.
The Wild
we take care of
West.
ourselves.
We do
All
it
about
ourselves,
community support,
baby.
guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cheers
Wow.
again, guys. Thanks again.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yep.
Wow. Great job, team. Awesome. Awesome.